We know that Dak is now the starter. You just said he's the future of the franchise. So what happens to Tony Romo, Joe?
Boy, Maggie, that is such a great question. I made the comment earlier in the year, and people got all sideways with it. I said any general manager that signs Tony Romo is nuts or should lose his job, because you have an entity, first of all, that hasn't played in 2 years. You don't know if the back's going to hold up. You don't know if the collarbone's going to hold up. His cap this year in Dallas, I believe, is $24 million. So economically, does Tony stay there and take a pay cut? That's just not his nature. But who signs him? And if he goes and plays behind an offensive line, that offensive line's not near as good as what the Dallas Cowboy offensive line is, which has been sort of labeled the best in football, although the Packers stepped up well. And, all these teams in the playoffs now, their offensive lines have played pretty darn well. So I think that Jerry has to sit down with Tony and present options. I can't pay you $24 million. I'll offer you $10 million a year to be a backup. If not, I'm going to have to release you outright. I mean, that's the only option you have. And I don't think Tony's in an economic situation where he needs to concern himself about the remainder of a deal. So I'm thinking that he might try and move on someplace else. And it becomes very interesting to see who's going to sign a 36-year-old guy who hasn't played in 2 years, who's basically damaged goods.